you did have MJF come out at the beginning, which was pretty good. I thought it was okay. We gave it 3.5 stars. He came out, he's talking and everything. I think he was trying a little too hard, guys. He hadn't been, he hasn't been back in a while besides the pay per view that just happened a couple weeks ago. And this is like, I think, the second time that he came out and spoke on the mic, since then. But hey, he's just now getting his return back to the ring. I thought he did pretty good. But I don't. I wouldn't have went as far as Tony Khan booking whoever booked that with Roosh coming out and having Roosh attack him doing this show. I would have saved that for later. I think Roosh is a very good talent, and I think those two could put together something very strong later on down the road. But hey, it is what it is, man. I guess that's just the way they want to play it. But me personally, I would have chose a lesser opponent and let MJF build back up, pretty much destroy his opponents to get to that next level. And plus, you can make Roosh look strong by Roosh waiting on MJF, man. But hey, that's the way they did it, and that's the way I guess we have to accept it, man. But yeah, that right there was pretty strong. You had a very good match, the last match of the night. You had Swerve Strickland defending his World Heavyweight Championship, his AEW World Heavyweight Championship against Roger Strong. Roger Strong, man, very strong showing in that match, man. And we ended up giving that match 3 stars. It was a very good match. And overall, anywhere from 2.5 to 3 stars. But basically, I think we said 2.5 stars, man. It was like a C minus as far as AEW. But AEW, it didn't embarrass itself at all tonight. And I don't see why anybody would say, okay, I'm not going to watch AEW again because of tonight's show. Tonight's show was pretty good. And I know some of our listeners, man, some of our straight up wrestling friends didn't really care for it. But man, I thought it was okay. I didn't care for the way Chris Jericho, I didn't care for his segments at all. And as far as the Young Bucks, definitely don't care about that. And then we had a strong women's match between Saraya and who's Saraya wrestling. We had a strong women's match between Saraya and Mariah May. No, yeah, that was Saraya and Mariah May. I was very pleased with that match also. But yeah, guys, talking about what was going on during the week, and hey, didn't get to finish up with everything that getting to finish up exactly the way I wanted to finish it up. And like I said, guys, I'm driving in the car, so I'm here just basically talking to you guys while I'm driving. I'm driving back. I had to go and drop something off to my brother's house. I had to go to his building, drop him off something, and now I'm on the way back. So I'm just gonna talk to you guys while I'm on the way back, man, and talk about a little bit about wrestling and hey, our journey, man, as far as the Straight Up Wrestling show since we've been doing this. It's almost 3 years. When we in the third, we're in the third year, and we're in the month of our 3rd-year anniversary. So 3 years into this thing, and man, so far what I can say wrestling show, the biggest thing in wrestling has definitely been Roman Reigns. He's pretty much ruled these last 3 years, and the best story we have seen in wrestling was that Bloodline storyline. I'm talking about when they had Sami Zayn rolling with them, man. That was a very good storyline, and pretty much they carried it on when they had Rock. Rock came back, and for the WrestleMania thing, and they had a great storyline going there too. So big ups to that, man. The Bloodline, definitely in the last 3 years, it's been all about the Bloodline. The Bloodline has some amazing storylines. Now, the second best storyline in the 3 years we've been doing this, in my opinion, has been the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day has had strong storylines, especially Dom getting to the point where Dom just made himself a phenomenon with the way he's hated on, being booed everywhere. And Mommy, man, establishing herself as pretty much the leader of Judgment Day, made that very, very strong. Next, I'm gonna have to go in. I'm gonna go ahead and throw in MJF. Now, MJF could have probably could have been the top story of the 3 years that we've been doing this if MJF would have defended his title consistently on a consistent basis he'd probably be the #1 story, in my opinion, in the 3 years that we've been, that we've been running with Straight Up Wrestling Show. MJF, man, was just incredible on the mic. Very good talent, and I think could go very far in the business, man. Another Ric Flair, another Roddy Piper. This guy has natural talent. He has it all. He has it all when it comes down to it, as far as in his wrestling business. But MJF, I don't know if it was because of injury or what, or it was just basically his arrogance, his attitude, and it was actually real. And he really believed in himself and figured just his talking on the mic was going to get him over. He didn't have to wrestle and defend that title. And, in my opinion, it backfired. But I do think he was injured a good bit, especially during 2023, where he could not defend that title, or wanted to defend that title. He looked injured the whole time, and he was out for a good while, and I think with injuries. But, man, so, yeah, MJF is the third best storyline. I'm going to roll with that as far as everything that I've seen out here in wrestling since the Straight Up Wrestling Show been rolling these last 3 years. Let me see. What is fourth, man? I'm going to have to go with Jon Moxley, man. I'm going to have to go with this Blackpool Combat Club. You can throw that in there with Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley has done so many different things within these past 3 years. Kept himself in the news, man. Have kept working, has pretty much, man, have made himself something special in this business. We know he was Dean Ambrose over there in the WWE, and made a name for himself there. Now I'm not gonna sit here and say he's my favorite. Was bleeding in about every match. He did a whole bunch of things that I really didn't care for, and a lot of wrestling fans out here really didn't care for. But when it boils down to it, Jon Moxley, hey, he put in the work, and he deserves this place, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and put him in the fourth spot as far as everything that I've seen out here, as far as the wrestling years that we have been doing this Straight Up Wrestling Show, man. Then I'm gonna go ahead and fifth place, man. I got to go with the Acclaim. The Acclaim have done some amazing things, and the Acclaim, they did have a great run, and they were selling a lot of merchandise there at one time. Not gonna sit here and say I'm a great fan of the Acclaim. I do like the Acclaim. But man, it's I don't think they was booked very strongly. I do not think it was booked very strongly, and I think they had way more potential than they was able to display, because they only had limited things to work with. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Acclaim. But hey guys, man, yeah, this HBT. I'm just on here late night, just pretty much chatting a little bit. And if you coming on this first time you've heard us, go ahead and hit that like, share, join. If you coming on, hit that like, share, join. If you're on Facebook, if you over on YouTube, hit that like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, ding, 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 so you know we're on like times like these. And if you're on Twitch, you do the same thing that you do over here on YouTube. And if you're on X, formerly known as Twitter, hit that like, share, tweet, and retweet, man, and follow the Straight Up Wrestling Show. But guys, I appreciate you guys coming in, man, and rocking with me as I come on here with another late night talk. Guys, just coming on here, running my mouth, pretty much doing my thing. And guys, we got a lot of things coming out right now in the wrestling world. The wrestling world, we had Rock and everything. Rock, pretty much, some of his popularity has gone down, whether people want to accept that or not. It has. He came in and he said he made wrestling cool again, but not really. I mean, for a brief moment, he was there. He was into it. But my whole thing is this. The thing with me is this. You don't make something, you don't come in and you make it cool just for a moment, then you leave, and then it's back to where it was before. The ratings went right back to where it was before. You did not make it cool. You make it cool if you sustain it. If you come in and you sustain those ratings, you leave, and wrestling can hold itself up, after you up and bail on wrestling, that it can keep itself up, but it did not keep itself up. And hey, is it your fault? No, it's not your fault. My thing is this: they definitely should be able to do it themselves, and that right there falls on people like Cody Rhodes. That falls on people like Seth freaking Rollins. It falls on Drew McIntyre. Falls on, I'm not gonna say CM Punk, because he hasn't been active. It falls on Jon Moxley. It falls on even Orange Cassidy, people that's still wrestling, people out here that's active. It definitely falls on them to pretty much do something to carry this thing on, man, to carry wrestling on to the next level. So it's not Rock's fault, man. It really isn't. So you know, but yeah, he did bring a level of coolness back to it, but he did not make it cool with everybody. I mean, everybody was talking about it for a while, but now we're back to the same place. When it boils down to it, man, wrestling needs a Caitlin Clark. They need a Caitlin Clark. You know, you're talking about something that's cool and something that's happening. That's Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark. Now, if we want to go back to wrestling when it was really popping off and what really made wrestling pop, and that was the MTV era. You know, that's why Hulk Hogan got so big because hey, he was right there. You know, he's right there during the MTV era, and you had that big money making machine. You had New York, you had New York media and everything. So he was in the right place at the right time. Wrestling right now, wrestling in itself, wrestling needs something that people can grab a hold of. Kind of like the WNBA. You know, WNBA, they got Caitlin Clark. They got Caitlin Clark, guys, and she took the WNBA to another level. No ifs, ands, buts about that. Wrestling needs a Caitlin Clark right now, and that will take wrestling to another level. You have a great world champion. I don't care what nobody says. In the WWE world champion in Cody Rhodes, he's a great champion and somebody who can take wrestling to another. He can take it. He can definitely take it to the top. He really can. He's that good. But man, you have to have some help. You have to have some help with Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is not one of these transcendent champions. Hulk Hogan. But Hulk Hogan, like I said, had a machine behind him. He's not a Ric Flair. He's not a Dusty Rhodes. Even though his last name is Rhodes, he is not a Dusty Rhodes. So he's going to need help from a lot of different contemporaries, a lot of other people that's out here in the wrestling business to step up their game to pretty much help propel wrestling to the next level. Because it's not all about just Cody Rhodes, guys. But yeah, MJF is another guy. MJF could have took off more than any of them when it boils down to it. Could have took off more than any of them if MJF would have had a chance, if he would have been defending that title, and they could have wrote some storylines for him that worked, man. MJF could have did some major things, and I'm talking about I'm talking about the last 3 years the 3 years of the Straight Up Wrestling Show. So I'm just basically touching on the 3 years of the Straight Up Wrestling Show as far as wrestling right now, man. You know, I will talk about some wrestling in the past and things like that on here, but yeah, I'm pretty much, man, gonna discuss a lot of things right here on this late night. So hey, stick in here with me. And yeah, right now I'm on the road, man. So yeah, you're just gonna have to bear with me, man. I'm out here on the road, out here in the dark. And right now I'm going through my neighborhood, which is filled with wildlife, man. I have deers like crazy. I have possums. I have every single thing that you want to, that you can really think of, man. Groundhogs, everything that comes running out in front of your car. So yeah, I have to be cautious coming through here. And plus, like right now I'm going through the trees. So if you don't hear me, man, if you have a hard time hearing me, that's the reason. Because right now I'm going through the a big wooded area. You know, this area has grown a lot since I moved here. Oh, there's a big deer right there. Oh, there's a buck right there. Well, almost a buck. Look like a teenager. But yeah, this area has grown a lot. When I first moved here, it was like 23 houses. We got probably about 68 in the day. I think we got like 68 in the neighborhood now. So this neighborhood has grown, but it's still a big, a big country area with a lot of wildlife, and they have cut down a lot of, there's another deer, a lot of their homes. So, I mean, cut down the trees and everything. So these animals are scattered, man. They're scattered, jumping out in front of your cars. And I wrecked back in November, I hit one in my Toyota Camry, totaled that. And then now I got this Subaru. So I have a Subaru Impreza. But yeah, I miss my Camry, man, but I love the Subaru Impreza. But guys, man, yeah, I am here, and I'm here to talk about a whole bunch of things. We got some movies coming up that I definitely want to see. I want to see this new Planet of the Apes. Chris is like, nah, man, nah. No, I want to see the Planet of the Apes. I've seen all the movies, and I do want to see this new movie. So I might go see that tomorrow, man. If I get a chance, I might go and check that out. We have a new Twister coming out. I can't wait to see that. That's going to be good. That's coming out in July. I think it's July the 19th. So look out for that movie, man. That's going to be a very good movie. So I'm looking forward to seeing that movie. Straight up. All right, man. I just now arrived at the house, but I'm going to go in and I'm going to get on the computer and I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to continue to talk, guys. So I'm going to continue to rock on throughout the night. I'm going to go back and I'm going to edit that other video that I had up. I'm going to go back and I'm going to pretty much edit that. And wow, guys, let me check out some things here in just a moment. But I'm definitely going to go back and I'm going to edit that. Sorry that